So moving on with the internal analysis, we're going to talk about the internal factor evaluation. So to start out with the strengths, we have the price at a weighted score of zero point 0.6. The reason for this is because Amazon has been so competitive with their price points across so many different industries, from cloud computing to e-commerce to tablets, and this is likely only going to increase as they become more and more vertically integrated. Furthermore, we have the return on assets weighted score of zero point 0.4. This is because in the past they have had a tremendous amount of success generating cash flow from their projects and investments, and given the current investments that they have made and recent investments, I likely see this continuing. Furthermore, we have the economies of scale weighted score of 0.24. They have applied this theory very well, economies of scale. As they have grown, they have gotten cheaper and more efficient, and I only see this increasing, and that's why it is a 0.24. They are diversified across different nations and segments. We have talked about this a little bit previously, but they pretty much exist in every high growth technology opportunity in the world and everywhere in the world. So for that reason, we gave them a 0.44. They are in the growth stage of the life cycle for many of their different projects. E-commerce a little later, but the rest of them are in growth, and they are increasing their revenue and profits year after year. So for that, we have them at 0.27, and brand recognition at 0.48. When people see the Amazon delivery truck, they recognize Amazon right away. When they see the Kindle tablet, they know who made it and they know the quality of it. And they are one of the most recognizable brands in the world, and that's definitely been a huge strength for them. So moving on to weaknesses, they have high competition in the segments they are in. So we have that at a 0.12. Due to that, they're facing competition from some of the largest and strongest tech firms around the world. There is low barrier to entry for a lot of the different segments. For example, in technology, anyone can create an e-commerce store. To do it at the way that Amazon does it, it's a lot harder to do, and for that reason we have that at only a 0.04, but it is a weakness of the industry. And they also have a overdependence on distributors. Specifically for tablets, they do not manufacture their own semiconductors, so for that reason and a few other reasons, they don't wholly own Rivian, which they are buying the EVs from and whatnot. We have them at a 0.16. A data breach is a weakness for any large tech firm. That's at a 0.04. They have some of the strongest security in the world, but it is always a threat, and it would be very detrimental to the different projects they have going on and to their stock price. An antitrust target at 0.05. This is the most serious threat to Amazon, but they have done very well managing it so far. So that's why it's ranked the way it is. They have testified in Congress before, and they did well in that testimony. But there always is going to be an antitrust threat for any multinational conglomerate, and they are pretty much the multinational conglomerate. So it's a serious threat, but due to the way they manage it so far, we have it at a 0.05. And that wraps up our IFE model. Thank you.
So to talk a little more about what Matt Morgan was talking about in our internal factor evaluation, also known as IFE, I will describe some major strengths and weaknesses of Amazon and the Kindle Fire. So Amazon as a whole, that brand recognition and innovation across different nations and segments is definitely a major strength for the company. As you know, Amazon Prime is a great streaming service, has a lot of members, and last March 2021, they had 147 million members, and that was a 25% increase from March 2020, which was 118 million members. A major weakness for Amazon and the Kindle Fire is data breach and antitrust target. Amazon is such a big company, and with that being said, they have to be worried about hackers in this world. And a company that they work with that owns their like their process payments on their website was hacked. I think August 2020 it was. And with this hacking, it was over 100 million people, personal information, debit card, credit card, home address, phone number, stuff like that was given out. So Amazon definitely has to be worried about that happening again. A company business level strategies. Amazon joined the tablet industry when they introduced the Kindle Fire 7, I believe it was in 2011. During 2020, the tablet market industry the tablet industry market share was dominated by Apple and Samsung. Apple holding 36.5% and Samsung holding 19.4%. But Amazon was fourth, holding 6.8% of the market share. One big thing that separates the Kindle Fire from the others is the price. Kindle Fire tablets are the most affordable on the market and it's great for work and leisure. The Apple iPad now, I think it retails for $300, and the new Amazon Fire 10, I think it retails for $150. To talk more about our corporate level strategy of Amazon. Amazon is a member of the big five tech company in the world, which is Apple, Microsoft, Google, Facebook, and Amazon. Amazon is also a multi-business firm that has operations from the e-commerce websites, from advertising to the Amazon Kindle, Alexa, and Prime that most people know. One major event that changed the e-commerce world is when Amazon introduced the one-click option to checkout. So as you can see, they had a little option that customers could just click one time basically, and that's it. You're checked out. You don't have to fill out, all that housing information, delivery, stuff like that. So that definitely made the customer experience more quick. And as you can see on the left, I have a Bezos Empire chart. And on the left of the chart is the acquisitions that Amazon inquired about over the years. So one major one was Twitch. I don't know if you know, but Twitch is a major esports not streaming, but yeah, streaming platform, you could say. So Amazon doing that, that's just more exposure into the gaming world. Another major one was Whole Foods. That was giving the customers the opportunity to buy all their food right there on the computer on their phone, and then it just gets strictly delivered right to their doorstep. So that was a big one, especially during the pandemic. Not that many supermarkets are that open, or people are afraid to go out because of COVID. So Amazon definitely did right with that acquisition. Another major one that we all know is the Alexa. That just made it easier around the house, kind of like the Apple Siri, but to me it's way better because they have like their own strictly platform just for the Alexa. So to talk more about our corporate level strategy and the 2B test, I would describe some things that Amazon did along the way that helped them definitely sustain their corporate level strategy. So in 1998, Amazon decided to expand into music, and they started selling CDs and DVDs. So the music selection on Amazon was launched with over 100,000 titles, which was far more than the average physical music store. So that was one advantage that Amazon did early back in the 1990s. And with the music streaming world is so big now with stuff like Apple Music and Spotify. So Amazon definitely was ahead of their time with that one. Amazon entered the clothing market in 2002, and that was also a big one because it allowed adding new products and continue to dominate the market as a prime online retailer. And that also increased their brand awareness as more people would go to Amazon looking for clothes, looking for household items. Like it didn't matter because Amazon offered pretty much anything. And in 2003, they would have web hosting business. So this would just generate decent amount of profit for Amazon as they became a leading platform for cloud computing customers would increase the customers' loyalty. So what I mean by that is just their the operations they had within the system was just great enough to sustain our customers' loyalty, and doing all of this definitely diversified Amazon company as a whole. So branching off to music, branching off to clothes, different other things. Everybody could go to Amazon for one thing, and that's what makes Amazon one of the best companies, not companies, but one of the best websites for anything you need, basically.
Moving on to Amazon's strategic challenges. Amazon's main strategic challenge right now is antitrust. The simple fact that any major company is going to have antitrust issues, and expanding is going to be part of that issue. Industry competitors have better brand awareness, such as Samsung and Apple, and therefore Amazon is behind in that sense, but has still managed to keep up a pretty decent image for themselves. Although Amazon has maintained their economies of scale, they have a threat of buyers because buyers have very good say in terms of what it is that they want and need and require from these companies. And if Amazon can't keep up like other companies, they might find themselves falling behind. Other rival companies rely less on outsourcing to third parties. Now, this is a problem for Amazon because they have built their business on third party businesses and buying up smaller businesses. Amazon needs to focus possibly on producing their own products and insourcing in-home products so that they don't have to go to these third parties and can build a better brand image for themselves. A solution to this can be continuing to develop new ways to deliver products to their clients, faster rates, and developing relationships in third world countries to better brand awareness. Amazon has the ability to create products of their own. It's just whether or not they're going to be able to execute them is the question. Looking at the McKinsey 7S framework, we looked at structure. Amazon's structure would not change that much as departments within the company would stay relatively the same as always. Amazon is a huge company, so keep in mind it has international ties. CEO Andy Jassy has to be able to communicate with every aspect of the company so ultimate success can be achieved. Amazon is one of the big five companies in the technology information industry, so the structure and how business is running is working for Amazon in every aspect. We looked at systems, and Amazon's systems of operations will change if they adapt to the vertical integration process. Amazon will be producing everything in-house instead of outsourcing. Amazon will save more money on production of their products while gaining more profits in the long run. Outsourcing is also fine, but with COVID-19 still lurking around, it can be very hard to produce more products with results in higher costs for Amazon. Amazon's marketplace, robotics, and Prime are examples of what Amazon owns and how they separate themselves from the competition. Marketplace is easy to shop for just about anyone. Robotics helps Amazon achieve efficient shipping and handling in the warehouse. And Prime is great for exclusive deals and streamings. We then looked at skills, and the skills needed would be to continue to hire the best and brightest. The Amazon employees currently are some of the highest skilled individuals in their respective fields in the world. As we continue to develop and mold their talents to suit the company's needs, those would be the skills needed for Amazon. The style would be to continue to act as the big stack bully, buy smaller companies and use the predatory pricing, do what is needed to maintain the stronghold that they currently have. The staff would be replace drivers with the autonomous EVs and drones to increase profit margins. Now on to the 5 strategies that we recommend to the board of directors. The first strategy is a strength and opportunity strategy. The strength being Amazon's ability to vertically integrate their products and deliver those products to their customers at efficient rates. The opportunity here would be to do the same thing essentially, but develop new methods so that the customers continue to be happy and get products even faster in the future. Another strength we picked was Amazon's brand recognition, considering Amazon is widely known around the world, and as they tap into new markets, their brand awareness just continues to rise. Opportunity would be to continue selling quality products below the market price. For our weakness and opportunities, we picked our biggest weakness as antitrust, considering it's stopping Amazon from the biggest some big expansions. An opportunity here would be tapping into third world countries and emerging markets. Strength and threats, we picked the strength as price. Price, considering Amazon delivers their products to their customers at a cheaper price than their competitors. Now, a threat though is if competitors start to adopt this pricing method and compete with Amazon in a price range. This will this could be detrimental to Amazon's success in the future if they don't maintain a positive competitive advantage in some field. The weakness and threat we chose was competition because let's be honest, Amazon is competing up against Apple and Samsung and Google, companies whose brand awareness is far beyond Amazon's reach at this time. A threat is new entrants. New entrants can come in at any moment with better processors, more backing, more funding, and just kind of take over the market. So it's important to look at new entrants coming into the market and not neglect them. Our biggest recommendation is our weakness and opportunity strategy. The weakness of antitrust and the opportunity to tap into third world countries and emerging markets. Amazon has the ability to tap into these third world countries. With antitrust in the way, it makes it hard to expand. If Amazon can get past this and figure out ways to expand into third world countries without having to deal with antitrust issues, it'll look better in the future when competing against its rivals. And it'll see significant profit gains in the future as well. This concludes our presentation on Amazon and Amazon Kindle Fire. Thanks for watching.